What is going on, everyone? Steve-O Supremo here, and I am just another game collector. And today's video isn't really about game collecting, but it is about video games. It's about putting something positive out there because, man, it hit me yesterday that something happened during the day, and I'll tell that story too, that there's just so many negative headlines. When I open up YouTube and I'm looking at my video feed, a lot of times it's like a negative headline, negative, negative. The negative stuff just always seems to get the most clicks and most attention. People love to complain, and we like to be in groups, and we want people to reaffirm the thing we're complaining about and agree with us. Like, yes, we're right, because we're all complaining about it, and we don't get and I'm guilty of it too. I've made videos like that as well. But there's not a lot of stuff out there where people are being positive about something and uplifting someone or something. And it happened yesterday when man, my wife was in a jam yesterday. She had a potluck lunch at her job, and she was in charge of the main course, and she completely forgot about it, guys. She completely forgot. So she calls me up around like 9 o'clock saying, hey, I need you to find us something here for lunch today because I'm in charge of this and da da da. I was like, all right, I'm trying to figure something out, and landed on Safeway. I was going to get some fried chicken from Safeway. So I'm looking up online to see if I can get an order placed for like 40-piece chicken, and you have to book it 2 days ahead of time. So I was like, man, what am I going to do? So I just drove there. I drove there to talk to them and see like if there's anything that could be done. And the lady working behind the counter, she was like, honey, I got you. Do not worry about it. How many pieces you need? And she just hooked me up, bang, bomb, boom, like within 5 minutes, packed up, in and out. She had it done for me. And I was like, ma'am, you are awesome. Is there a way I can actually tip you, like to thank you for this? She's like, no, you can't tip me, but if you want to let my manager know how I did, I'd appreciate that. And he's like, you know what? I got you. And as soon as I went outside, I called the manager from my vehicle, like from the phone. And while I was driving to my wife's job to drop the food off, I was like singing her praises. And it was so funny because the manager, when he had picked up, or when I asked to get transferred to a manager, they're always thinking like, man, this is going to be a bad news call. And even when he picked up, I told him, I was like, hey, this isn't anything bad at all. I actually wanted to sing the praises of one of your workers. And he's like, oh my goodness, I'm so thankful because every time we get these calls, it's because something bad happens. And I never get a call about someone doing something good. And so told him what happened and how great she was and hoping that she was going to get recognized for it. He's like, you know what, Mr. Stevens, we'll take care of it. We'll make sure Melissa knows that how appreciated she was. And we appreciate you calling. Like, thank you so much for that. And it just got me thinking, like, how often are we as people actually doing something to uplift a person or somebody? We're so quick to want to point out the negative and everything, but to actually uplift people or do something positive. Like if someone screws up your order going through the drive-through, we're quick to complain about that. But how about the 100 times they get it right? It's like we don't go in and be like, hey, you guys are like have been getting my order right for like 20 times. I just want to thank you guys for the work you do. Like we just don't do that. It's like normal to complain, but not normal to reward. And I don't know. It hit me hard yesterday when that kind of happened. I was like, I want to do that more. I want to make sure I'm uplifting people, rewarding them more, and talking about positive things than just negative and putting negative stuff out there. And video games are a topic that can be surrounded by negativity, especially growing up in the 90s when the topic of this article is about video games actually being able to be prescribed to help people with a certain condition. And this is an older article, but I'm on Firefox most of the time, and it was highlighted to me right here. So I was like, oh, maybe this is like a new article or something. But when I scrolled through and read it, this was like back in 2022. But this article was talking about how, again, a game can be prescribed to treat people who have ADHD. I just thought that was incredible because, guys, growing up in the 90s and stuff, like video games were really looked upon, down upon, like how they could just ruin your life. As my Gundam notification goes off, it's pretty loud, so sorry if that got through. That video games are just detrimental to you. They just ruin your time. They're good for nothing. And a lot of people just hated them and looked down on them. And you could still, the influences of it, like going all the way up when controversial games started coming out, how they're brain rotting people. And I think it can do that, like to a certain degree. People can get video game brain rot, and I think it can influence the people to do certain things. We see something happen in a video game, and like, oh, I'm going to go do this in real life. I mean, people have claimed to have done it because of video games, certain actions. I won't say what the actions are. But always thought like games can be super beneficial to you as well. That mind muscle connection, reflexes, puzzle solving, really using your brain for stuff. I just think they have a lot of benefits as well. And when I saw this, I was like, this is just such a positive thing for gaming, of how it can just be used to treat stuff like this. But this article goes through the story of a 13-year-old who was diagnosed with ADHD, and he was having a lot of problems with the medication and stuff that's used to help treat it. He would get migraines from it, so the doctor ended up prescribing to him this video game to play. And I think this is a game that's been out for a while that they prescribed to people to play it, called Endeavor RX. And it was the first game approved by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration for use of treatment in ADHD in children. So I just thought that was really cool. Like, there's this game, it's supposed to help you focus on certain tasks at hand. I have some gameplay up right here. There's a doctor here who's kind of telling you about how the game works. I won't have his audio or nothing playing it, but just to show you, this is the game. So the task is supposed to be collecting these rings. But when it comes up on the screen here, you're going to start seeing stuff fly at the screen to distract you. But while it's distracting you, your main focus is supposed to be, like, you see these like little fish type things, they're jumping out the screen. Your goal is just supposed to be to collect these lights on the ground and not get distracted by the other stuff. And like stuff like this is supposed to help kids and stuff. And I just thought it was really neat that games could be used for that. I mean, we know games could be used for all other sorts of things. I always thought games were great for that mind muscle connection with your reflexes and stuff on your hands. I always thought that, like, doing puzzle games, like, it's making you focus and using your brain to help solve some of these puzzles, especially the puzzle games we have like these days. There are some excellent puzzle games that I think are great for people of any age to use to really get your mind working and roaming. When Brain Age came out, I thought that was a great idea on a handheld to really, like, keep your brain active. And I always thought games were great to keep your brain active, even though it was something that was just looked down upon all the time in the early days. So I just really thought that was neat. As someone who have always been skeptical of doctors, like forever, mainly because they could never do anything to really help me. I have severe, like, ear issues. I got tinnitus in one ear that just, they thought it was Meniere's disease. I went to UVA back in Virginia. When they did all these tests on me, they can't even figure out how I'm walking upright because the imbalance and stuff between my ears and everything is just so out of whack. They don't know how I'm even walking. Like, all right, how do we fix it? We don't know. Every time I'd go to the doctor, like, we don't know how to fix something. I have severe stomach issues with IBS for all my life, and tried thing after thing after thing, wouldn't work because they don't know. We don't know how to do it. We don't know cures for cancer. It seems like every time, like, we get more answers of we don't know from doctors than, oh, we do know how to fix this. Till finally, when I moved here to Washington, finally got a medicine here that saved my stomach. So it's a very expensive medicine, but it works and it's awesome. And once it gets made, like, I'm going down a rabbit trail with that. You don't care about my medicine. But I've just always been skeptical of things from doctors, even though I'm married to one. My wife has her doctorate in nurse practitioning, so she's like a doctor nurse. So makes sense of that. Someone who's skeptical of doctors and stuff, and you marry to one. But but I just thought it was cool that games can be used to help people. It's not new news or anything. It's probably old news, but it's good news. And I want to put some good news stuff out there from all the negative stuff. So it's cool that people who could be suffering from certain conditions, maybe you can look towards some gaming to help you out, to get you through some of the things you're going through. So anyways, that's it for this video. I'll catch you guys in the next one.